Welcome to Dad's Drafts.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Dad's Drafts. Now, as you can see, we're going to do another premiere draft of Aetherdrift, and let's get right into this. Now, I'm very glad to have you here, and if you're also glad to be here, please do let me know. But especially if you have any feedback for me, also feel free to let that be known. Now, I did do a draft previously and I tried to record it, but there was an echo in my sound, so unfortunately I had to scrap that recording. I had a fun deck, but it didn't go too well. It went 2 and 3. So let's see, since we're diamond, if maybe we can rise the ranks a bit and maybe get more into the, well, maybe get a waft of the mythic rank. It would be nice to be mythic again sometime. Wow, this is interesting. The odds of this happening are very slim. 2 of the same rares in one pack. They are okay, but passing on 2 decent rares to the next person might mean that we send a signal that white is open. Now, other than that, this pack is pretty mediocre. I mean, there's a Siphon Fuel, which is okay. This is a multicolor card, a 2-drop, which is pretty unplayable in the other rare. 3 rares in one pack. It's a Start Your Engines land. Well, I'm not actually sure what the best pick is. I think it would still be the Basri because it's a 2-1 for 1. So I will take it. But the odds of us getting white in the second pack will be very slim because there's also this one. So I think the person next to us will pick Basri and the person next to that will probably go for the Lagorin. Alright, well, there's a Fang Guardian which I like, there's a Gastel Thrill Seeker which is very good if you're in those colors, and of course Serpent is very nice if you are in blue-white artifacts. Now, since we're already in white, I could take the Canyon Vaulter, but there's also a Runover, and this rare is not so crazy that I am being pushed into white or I want to force it, so I think I'll just take the Runover here. Is a pretty good removal spell. Yep. Okay, well, there's a Cloudspire Coordinator, which could go well if I had picked the creature that can crew vehicles, but there's also a Catrodon, which I think is a premium green card as a top end. So since we already have the Runover, I will take this and cut off any other green cards. Noticing there's also some decent black cards, so maybe we will end up in black-green, but Catrodon, very glad to pick that up. Okay, so talking about sideboard cards, Broken Wings normally is a sideboard card, but I believe that you can easily play it as a mainboard card in this set, simply because there's so many artifacts and stuff, so you could actually mainboard this. There's also a Wretched Doll, which is a very good 2 mana with upside. The question is, however, do I already want to go into my second color? I think I rather pick up the Broken Wings and force green. Oh wow. So red-white could have been pretty decent. There's a Disciple if we want to go green-white. There's also a Sideswipe, which is good, but I'm not sure if it's good in green-black. But so I think I'll just take the Lagak here to stay in green, cut off any green that we get, to hopefully be rewarded the second pack and maybe the third pack as well. Now there's some pretty decent cards here. Scouter, I mean, it seems like Vehicles is very open, which makes sense because Vehicles, I think, is a very weak archetype. There is a very late Trip Up and a Surveyor. So maybe blue-green is something that we could try. This one is not that impressive. I think I'll take this Surveyor. It has evasion, so I think it will be pretty decent. Vanguard very late is good. There's also some pretty strong white cards. Well, if we had gone into Mountain... Oh, oops. Crap. That was not my intention. These old fingers. Yeah, that was a failure. I misclicked that one. I didn't want to pick the captain. Oof. Okay, well, don't want to take the hull drift, so I'm going to take the siphon fuel here. I was going to say, if we had taken all the red-white cards, we could have had some pretty decent mount and vehicles deck. But I was going to pick another card. I think there was a 2-drop in the pack. Wow, that's another very, very late siphon fuel. This was our pack, so indeed someone took the other Basri and also the white-green. So white-green is not open. And I think I'll take the second Lagak, because if we do some stuff with our Start Your Engines, this is a great card to push through some damage. Another siphon fuel. Wow, this no one took red off this pack. I remember this pack, this was the only red card. So I think I'll just take this. I don't think I want to play it. I was maybe going to take the land out of that pack. Okay, so my fingers are very cold, which, well, you know, happens. Well, so far it's all over the place. We don't know if we're either green, green black or green white or green blue. That is a pretty decent blue card for the tempo swing. Well, I would like this one, but if it's really open, we will see this come around. I'd rather have the run over as another removal spell. Noticing there's also Pride of the Road, but I think a run over is best. And then I think we are settled with a removal, since we have 2 run overs and a siphon fuel. Okay, so this makes us return a lot of stuff, which is okay. Unswerving Sloth. I don't really like the Bloodghast that much. Maybe the bike is the thing that we need. Because it helps us splash and ramp. And if we are in green, I think we could use both of them. So I think I'll just take the bike here. Well, this is a trap card. You should never play this. Another run over. My goodness. Well, I guess I'll take it. Green is extremely open. Now we just still need to figure out what our next card is. Our next color. I like an Omnivore. It's going to be either green black or green blue. So I'm just going to get rid of these cards. Put these over there. Probably not play the Wreck Remover. Wow. Vanguardian is pretty nice. Ascendant is also good, but I don't think we can actually play it. Another Disciple very late. Spell Pierce, not interested in Spell Pierce. The odds of the Spell Pierce being a dead card in your hand is just too big for my liking. Okay, so I think it's going to be black, looking at this. No blue cards being passed, and the Surveyor is actually pretty good. Another Surveyor. Yep, I think we found our lane. Now let's hope that we can get rewarded for a in a way, at least. We're very good on removal. Now we just need creatures. Pride of the Road. It is a good card. We could always splash for it. I mean, we are in green, we have a bike. I'd rather take it than the Sarcophagus. Archfiend, pretty good since we have the ramp. We can hardcast this. Oil Gorger, don't mind that. But if we play the Oil Gorger, I want some ways to start our engines early. And so far we don't really have that. Our soonest is either if we pick up a land or this one. Don't really like the Jaguar, but okay. Yeah, if you can get this down and then attack with a Katsurdon or whatever. Alright, well please give me some juicy cards. Another Archfiend. There's also another run over. Can you have 4 run overs? I think this one will come around. I guess I'll just take another run over and then maybe we can cut a siphon fuel. Oh my goodness. Run over number 5. I mean, this is not a combination, since this is not an artifact vehicle or whatever. So you cannot return it with this one. There is another card which lets you reanimate, but it's in black and we have not seen it yet. I don't think I need another run over. I think I'll take the engine red. I think 4 is plenty. And they're good removal with the death touch that we have early game. So I think I'll just cut 1 siphon fuel. But we just need some creatures here. I love to see the Hazard of the Dunes. Very good with the Pride of the Road. Arisen Necro Regent. Very glad to see that. Even though we're not very committed to starting our engines, it is a very good late game finisher. And all we need now is maybe another 3-drop. Packdoll Terror. I don't think we have many artifacts, so that's not very useful. We could play one of the tactics. Pothole Mole. We don't have anything that cares about the graveyard. Could also play a Bauble, but we are very high on removal. I'd rather play the tactics. Surveil 1, sacrifice the Archfiend, return. Okay, well, I think that is something that we can do. And now I hope the other Archfiend comes around, because if it does, this will be a very clear card to play. Sure, I'll take another. I know there's an engine red, but we can do 2 of these. And now I wish I had taken the mole, because now we actually picked up some stuff which cares about the graveyard. Now, I'm not saying the Broodheart Engine is a great signpost card, but with the 2 big dudes which cycle, I think it can be pretty good. Just picking up the card here. We don't need to play the Pride of the Road. Very glad to see the Archfiend. And maybe we will still see the mole, because green was very open. So I just finished my coffee already. Guess I'll have to settle for some tea. Now this is looking okay. We do need to do some cutting. Doesn't seem like we will get another mole, unfortunately. Don't think we'll play the tactics. We have to cut 1 more card. Do you need siphon fuel with 2 runovers? I think we still do. I think I have to cut a 2-drop. And I guess it will be the Omnivore, the 2-mana 3/2, because it does nothing for us. So I think this is going to be the deck. Looks pretty good. Too bad that we didn't see any of the big boys, which carried us to the trophy last time. It was what is it? The legendary 9/7 for 5 mana. And it's also a bit unfortunate that we didn't see any of the trample spell tricks. But I think we still have a plan here. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Now, what would really be awesome is a way to start our engines, because we have ways to get through. And we can curve out nicely, 1, 2 drop, do something on turn 3 with this. Or maybe we will draw our big cycling dude. Broodheart Engine is also a very nice thing to do at turn 2. Not sure if it's better than the Lagak. Guess not. Yeah, if only we had started our engines. Now I guess I'll play the Broodheart Engine. I want to surveil big stuff into the graveyard. Okay, well I think our run over is gone. Which is unfortunate. And now he knows we have the Guardian. So that element of surprise is totally gone. Too bad it has settled too. It's fine. And now we just surveil any lands and big dudes into our graveyard. And we keep any creature or whatever. Wow. Sure. So we don't need that. Guess we'll be cycling the Catrodon. Could also just play it, and once it has died we can return it. So I guess we'll do this and then we can attack. Don't need another land. We'll get one later, for sure. Now we have something on defense. We play another one of these. And now we might just cycle the Catrodon. And if he attacks, of course, I'm going to offer the trade. Because I don't want him to get his speed up. Well, he still gets his speed up, which is unfortunate. Because of the trample. Oof. Well, let's just cycle this first. That's also a very good target. But I think I prefer to play the Catrodon. Now our main goal will be stopping him from getting to turn 4. Don't need another land, I think. Nope. The big dude, of course. Now he could get his speed up with being very aggressive and getting a thrill roller, but we need to get rid of this. We have so many fight spells or whatever, so we just need to find it. But him being at max speed will be very painful for us. I will keep that. Now, hopefully we can do some run over next turn. And we will probably have to hardcast this one, since we used all of our sacrifice mechanics. Oh my goodness, dude. Oh. Seems like he's got nothing else to do. Well, we started our engines. But it is not amazing. And we cannot block this. So we can pump this. Maybe next turn we have to double pump and then use a run over. Oh my goodness, so much pressure. We've got nothing. Just this one creature. So next turn we pump this twice and then use run over. But he's getting so much card advantage. So I don't think there's much that we can do. He's killed our Catrodon twice. And to be honest, without the life gain we would have already been dead. We're at 3. He might just lightning strike us. Yeah. Good game. I don't think there's much that we can do against something like that. I mean, his He curved out perfectly, and the what is it? The spike spirit that he had, he played that for maximum value. So I believe I did what I could, and I also believe that I couldn't really have done anything different. We needed the life gain from the Catrodon. Maybe I could have kept some Death Touch creatures behind. Okay. This looks pretty decent. Now it looks very decent. Now what I want to do is keep the run overs for late, I guess. Not playing the Broodheart Engine yet, because at this point I don't mind drawing anything, to be honest. So now I'll just do the Lagak. And we don't have double green to do both, otherwise I would have. And I should have played this before combat. That was a mistake. And then I could have sold that as well. So that was a misplay. So I think we're going to destroy that one. Still missing green. And since we don't have anything else to do, I might as well just pump this. Now, if you don't draw a forest, I fear that we have to use the engine. Yeah, I expected this. Now I will just use the run over engine red onto the Earth Rumbler. Free speed. Now let's see if we can find something to reanimate. This is still a very good attacker, by the way, the Surveyor. So far it's mostly lands, unfortunately. Should have maybe played the untapped land, so that I could have bumped it multiple times. Yeah, I don't think it was enough anyway. It would have been enough to keep it alive, so yeah, that was a bad play. I'm making stupid mistakes here. I guess I'll keep this. And now we've got multiple things to do, depending on what he does. If he plays a big dude, we can use Run Over and Surveyor. And if he doesn't play a big dude, we will just use the Engine Red's ability. And then we will probably win the race. Yep. Okay, it's fine. No, we still have one removal spell. Oh my goodness. We're not really drawing the cards that we need at the moment. Please just find us a big dude. No, I don't want land. That is a big dude. And I'll just play it. And if it dies, we can replay it. And I'll keep up the combat trick. Oh, that is an even bigger dude. Guess we need the death touch. And that might actually be something that I have to do here. I can get the engine red back to use run over and then attack. I'll keep that. I assume he has nothing. Which might not be safe to assume, but at this moment he doesn't have any great blocks, so either he goes down to 4 and then he's on a 2-turn clock. I guess he will probably jump. Okay, interesting. And even if he kills one of these, it will still come back. Yeah, I don't really care about getting damage. Okay. So now he does have good attacks, so let's find our removal spell. I think that's a fine removal spell. Okay, that does it. Whew. Alright, well, as I said before, I made quite some mistakes there, which should have been and could have been avoided. Now I have something to do with the oven in 10 minutes, so I wonder if this this match will be as fast. Tomorrow I have a, excuse me for the noise, tomorrow I have a real life draft, which I'm really looking forward to. And I would like to draft a deck where I can actually play the aristocrat style. So creatures dying, draining the opponent, stuff like that. But you need some signpost cards for that, so I need to be the only one in that color, and then it could work. Alright, entering match. Ooh, 2 collectors. Now we're having the top end deck, but this is looking pretty decent. I will keep this, simply because Engine plus Catrodon is very nice. And I hope to be drawing a 2-drop soon. Very interesting. This is a fun matchup, I think. Don't want that. I do want that. If he had his engine started, I would have played the Lagak as a blocker. Fellow Pike. We'll keep that. Gain some life. Probably want to keep the run over for a moment when he uses the Hazard of the Dunes ability. Wow. It's passing instantly, so I don't expect him to have anything. So I'm not sure what's happening here. Guess I'll just play the Lagak because it has Death Touch. I don't mind trading it for the Hazard of the Dunes. Oh, that hurts. both the Legag and my soul, and my life total. Painful on so many levels. I should probably keep a land on top. Don't really need that. So I want to keep up a run over. And probably just block. And in response use it. Because he might be pumping this one, exhausting it. But if he has something like a siphon fuel, it will be very painful. I'm just passing priority quickly, so he thinks that I have nothing. Okay, well now... this could be a very big blowout depending on what he does. Well, this was obvious, I think. He's tapped out. His creature dies. And... don't think I need that. We could always reanimate it. I guess now we're at the point where I will just play the Necro Regents. Starter engines screw the bike. Deal 10 damage to the opponent. And with 2 runovers, it must go very strange for... okay, well that is something that is very strange for us. I'll keep that. I just wonder how he will block. We still have a removal spell to somehow blow him out. But I should have kept up another green, I think, for the 2 runovers. Yeah, I can live with this. We lose some life, he gains some life. But it's still looking good. Oh, he doesn't even gain life. So we kill anything he plays and then we have lethal. And we can always reanimate the Fang Guardian if we want as an extra 2 damage to the opponent. Oof. What are you doing? Well, it does feel as if he's somewhat trolling here, so let's just do this. Good game. Okay, well, I will have to be right back. I have to do some oven stuff, but on YouTube it will just be a matter of an insta-second. And we're back. Well, that was actually a pretty easy win. Let's see if we can continue this streak. So far we are 2 wins and 1 loss. And the 1 loss, to be honest, was against the deck, which in my opinion made no sense. The, what is it, the black-red aggressive one with the spike spitter. They played amazingly and they had a very nice solid deck. Now I cannot say the same about myself. I have not been playing amazingly and our deck is far from solid. But ooh, a mythic player. Okay, that can be turned off. I already did it. Okay, so turn 2 we can cycle this, hopefully draw a 1 or 2 drop, and then we'll have run over and the Fang Guardian, so I'm keeping this. Even though I could have had a better hand. So maybe it's not the best hand to keep. Especially when you draw a 5 drop. So hopefully either with the draw or with the cycling we will get a 2 or 3 drop. Wicker Folk is very nice, we could have used that. Okay, that is a 2 drop. And I will keep up the other green for a run over on the Lagak, which I think is an amazing combination. Opponent is surveilling 2. Okay, so let's make sure it keeps up green. It does keep up green. And now if he does start his engines, I think I want to kill the Wicker Folk perhaps. Because I want him to not have his engines up too much. It's too bad that we don't have our engine started yet. Just going to destroy that. Maybe that wasn't... I thought that I was preventing him from getting his engines up, but of course I didn't, because he had no other attacker. So I shouldn't have done that. Should have kept it for that one, for instance. He will probably not block. So I guess we'll just kill that. But we really need to draw our 5th land. Okay. Cycling that. Okay, no 5th land. Well, at this point I think I will just flash in the Fang Guardian as a creature. Because now they're both pretty decent targets. Okay, there we go. Very glad to pick that up. Start our engines, jam in with all. Get a little bit aggressive here. Don't mind the trade. We have a Siphon Fuel. He probably has some kind of destruction spell which he will use on the Oil Gorger. Okay, Siphon Fuel is very good against that. I don't think he will attack. If he does, he's just letting himself be totally open. And in case of a counterspell, I'm going to use this now on the Serpent. And next turn I have the Necro Regions, which helps us go wide. Oh, that's just too bad. Well, I think we offer the trade. We don't have another way to get our engines up. But now he's top decking and we have a 5-4. Which hopefully will get us to max speed next turn, if we top deck a land. Okay, that's almost good game. I was about to say, it's not good game yet. He gained a life, so he's at 1 instead of 0. 2 lethal threats. You never know what he top decks. Well, that is a nice draw, actually. Okay, well, it's still not enough. Good game. So I got a bit aggressive there. I should not have played that, what's it called? The Broken Wings on the flyer. Because he still got up to speed. Though, having killed the flyer, it did cause him to keep attacking with the engine red. Which in turn also helped us. So maybe it was still the right call, but I'm not sure. But that went okay. I'm currently working on a basic draft video, how to draft, not an in-depth guide. But what you should be mindful of, So if you're interested in that, make sure to check it out. And I think it will be good for beginners or for more advanced players. So far, 3-1. Let's just keep rolling. Game number 5. Oof. It might be a bit of a risky keep, but I'm just going to assume that I will draw a forest. There we go. Soon. And now the engine can just pretty much get us anything we like. And I'm not sure if I will block. It depends on if he starts his engines. Okay, yeah, I will block. He won't attack. I want that in the graveyard for reanimation purposes. And I guess we'll start our engine. If he starts milling us, it will be in our advantage too. But I guess so far we can curve out nicely. We just need to find an answer for the engineer. Oh. That is not an answer for the engineer. It might work, depending on how he blocks. Okay, very happy with that. So now I will not do the Broodheart Engine yet. I will just play the Hazard of the Dunes. If he had blocked the Sarcophagus, for instance, then I would have sacrificed the Broodheart Engine to get the 5/5 flyer. Okay, well, guess I could use a removal spell. So I guess we just attack with the Hazard of the Dunes and the red, because if I'm going to reanimate my 5/5 flyer. Okay. So now we just play the Necro Regent and we go wide because we're at max speed. And we can pretty much start jamming soon. Now, noticing that reanimating this will kill our own creatures as well. The zombie. Well, Gorger is nice. Should I attack? I think I'll just attack with everything first. And we can use a Siphon Fuel to make sure that the Necro Regent stays alive. And if he blocks like this, I think it's easy. Wow. If he blocks like this, he will be blown out completely. Wow. Yeah, I will deal 2 damage to him. I just reanimate my dude. All of his stuff dies and none of my stuff dies, so I'm not sure why he blocked like that. That was a good turn for us. Okay, good game. You know you've had a big turn when your opponent forfeits at 18 life. Yeah, he should have blocked differently. He had a nice deck though. I mean, having 2 of the best blue-black uncommons. It's very good. Okay, 4-1. So far, I must say, I'm not even sure if Golgari, black-green, is the best or one of the best color combinations. But it has been treating us very well. Excuse me. So maybe I will see if I can even draft that tomorrow. If it's open, of course. Yep, I'm keeping this. Opponent goes first. We might still draw a 2-drop or 1-drop, which will be better than the engine. I don't mind playing this on turn 4, for instance. Okay, well there's a turn 2 play that I'd rather do. Okay, he's starting his engines. We'll just play this. Now this is a good card to get your engine speed up. I'm not blocking because it has first strike. But now we can just play the mutant. Ooh. Yeah, I think I still play the mutant surveyor, starter engines, because this can block his Leonin surveyor nicely. And if he wants to use a trick for my surveyor, that's fine. Simply because it gets value once it's dead. Okay, well that's one way for him later on to get speed up. Let's play a green source. And I think now we play the engine and keep up the run over. And I guess we'll just still attack with the Legak, because at this point it's fine trading it with anything. And we'll just keep up run over. He doesn't have great attacks. Okay. So that seems to be his threat. Do we kill the surveyor? I think we do. I just want to use my mana and he doesn't have anything now. So I'm just going to keep this. I'll mill any big creature or any... No, I don't think I need that. We have the Legak. Don't think I need that as well. But we can no longer pick it. Now we can pump this twice, so it will be a 4/5. He can kill it by blocking. And if he does double block, I would love to trade this for the Mustang. Okay, well that's just one more speed up. And I guess we'll play the Regent. Now if he attacks with the Mustang, that is fine. Now that seemed like a strange block, but I don't want him to get his speed up, and we can get it back after having attacked with the Surveyor, which he will not block. Which he will block. That's interesting. Very interesting this is. I mean, this is just a bad trade for him. Now we'll play the Legak, and we can block the Mustang. And we will still be up to speed pretty soon. Okay. Good game. Yeah, we forced him into a block there, but I didn't expect him to actually do it. I thought he would just take it. And blocking the Mustang, since he has two of them, it can get out of hand. I know it's not a good card, but once there's one or two counters on it, it becomes very big and very annoying. So I think since he was tapped out, I preferred to just trade with it, since I had ways to get my zombie maker back. We are 5-3. So I'm very happy with how this is going. Let's see if we can get a trophy. 2 engines, way to start our engine. All kinds of engines in our hand. Yes, I'm keeping. Would like a 2-drop creature, as I said before, over the engine. But this way we can just surveil to our liking. But if we draw a 2-drop, I will play it. Ooh, interesting. Things I will for sure cycle away will be big dudes and swamps. I would love it if we could cycle the Aetherdrift or whatever away with the Broodheart Engine. It's not actually cycling, it's surveilling, but you know what I mean. Or that one. Exactly what I mean. And now next turn we can just -2/-2 everything. Which might not be enough to kill the Mako at that moment. But we'll still have a 5/5 flyer. And we can kill the Mako later with the Siphon Fuel. It's interesting to play this in the red-white deck. I mean, there are quite some nice red-white, blue, okay, red-white, blue artifact cycling stuff. Ooh. Now I wonder if he has the... He must have the, what is it? The 1 mana cycle... What is it? Cycle a artifact thing. And now the Archfiend is maybe not that great. Don't need that one. Do I need that one? Maybe I do. At least then I can double spell. So I'm pretty sure that he has the, what's it called? The Chariot. Because otherwise it would have been a very strange play. But let's just see if maybe we can win this race somehow. I'm not falling for the trap. You will see that he's going to cycle it now. There we go, the Chariot. Now if I had actually done this Archfiend, as he had hoped, then these wouldn't have died. And all it would have been would be a self-kill of the sarcophagus if it was up. But most especially just a silly 5/5. And maybe we can raise this. We have some life gain. We can give something -/-, which would be nice. So I'm just not blocking this. And we have 2 things to reanimate, so we could also get the Aetherdrift. So now we know he cannot cycle anything. Don't need a swamp. I would like the Oil Gorger. I think that's a good card anyway. So I think I just play it now. Get our speed up. And then next turn probably just Siphon Fuel. And this has lifelink next turn. If we get our speed up, of course. But this could become or be an even more interesting game as it is already. Because he has quite some nice synergistic stuff. I mean, look at this curve. 1-drop, 2-drop. Okay, well, he is popping off. And I fear that he has a way to get the Ironclad back from the graveyard. This could become a 3/4. So that is an interesting attack of his. So I'll just double block that one. We'll take the For now 7, but it could be 9 or even 11, depending on what he has. If he has 2 cards with cycling, this is a good game. And if he doesn't, and one of these lives, we can get to max speed next turn. Don't tell me you have another chariot. So we get 9 damage, which is a lot. Do you have another cycling card? If so, victory is yours. I mean, so I'm still alive. It's not over. And I think I'm going to attack with the sarcophagus to get our speed up. I'll keep the forest. And I think we have to do it like this. Now our oil gorger has lifelink. And we can get it back next turn. So I will be chomping the Mako with the oil gorger and killing the Sky Ray, is the plan. But it seems like he has different plans for us. We can siphon fuel something, but it's not not enough. Oh. Yeah, that's a good game. Yep. Well, if I had known that, of course the chances were very slim, but then I wouldn't have kept the forest on top, because then we could have put that in the graveyard with the Broodheart Engine and reanimated, and that might have been enough, because he could not kill that one with the barrage that he just used, and we would have gained 4 life. So maybe I shouldn't have kept the forest. Ketrodon might have been able to get us back into the game. So maybe that would have been better in hindsight. Opponent goes first. I just assume that we will draw one of our 1 or 2 drops to use run over, and then we have some decent 4 and 5 drops. Okay. Well, that is a semi-aggressive card. Now let's just ditch any lands that we get. And also any big dudes that we get. But we are getting quite some damage here. Okay, well that's very good. Playing the Lagak. I will block and run over both of them just to preserve our life total. And if he does attack with both, reanimating this will kill both of these anyway. So I guess I'll just keep the run over and do it like this. And if he uses a trick, I still have to kill this, so I'm just going to do this. And then oh, I'm keeping that for the artifact dude. So let's attack first. And reanimate the Archfiend. We'll have a 5/5 on turn 2. Turn 4, that killed everything. And now we can use the Jaguar, Broken Wings, Guardian, whatever, but this looks pretty decent. And having a 5/5 body can be pretty difficult for the opponent to kill. drawing all the lands though. Crew 5, okay. Whenever this enters, this vehicle becomes an artifact creature, okay. Yeah. I'll just play the Jaguar. And if he can swing with this once, fine. I mean, that's okay. Okay, starts his engines. Oof, 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 oof. Yeah, that is very painful. Ouch. Well, he will be tapped out, but he will have gained a lot of life. And we're drawing a lot of lands. So I'm keeping up the broken wings. It has vigilance anyway, so I'm just attacking with both. And let's just hope that he tries to attack with that one again. If he does, we can use broken wings, but that was very, very good for him. What are you going to do? So do we kill the flyer or the artifact? I think we have to kill that because it's the biggest thing on defense. I don't really care about the 2 damage. Would love to draw a not a land. I hope he blocks with many of these. Just one blocker, that's fine. Let's see what you have. This is a close game. And us drawing so many lands is, well, it's something I'm getting used to, but it's not something that is something I like. And if he only attacks with the Disciple, I think we have lethal next turn. Oh my goodness. I think he has to double block. Wow. If he lets one through, we should have lethal. But I think he has to block both of them. So let's see if this works. So this is looking pretty good, even though we've been drawing a lot of lands. Okay. We still pretty much have lethal, especially if we draw any creature instead of a land. Come on, Wizards of the Coasts. Being terribly unlucky here with the land draw. We've got 10 lands, which means that the next, what is it, 5 cards should be action cards. Any kind of action. Well, that's fine. I think this is game now. I mean, he could remove this, of course, but if he plays a creature, we'll just run over. That's good. Good game. Wow. Well, kind of surprised that we still got there. considering our draws. I don't think they actually do something with the feedback with the smiley face or the sad face. But you know. Okay. Last game either way. So we're going home with the trophy, or we're going home with 6-3, which I must say is pretty decent for this deck. All we have is some Broodheart Engines, big dudes, and fight spells. Or actually bite spells, not even fight spells. But it's fun playing this. It's fun playing big cycling stuff into the graveyard and reanimating it on turn 4. So let's see if we can do it once more against this Diggity. Yep, looking very good. Keeping. Now all we need is a Broodheart Engine. And it's on. Top decking it now would be amazing. Oh no. Not the cycling again. I'm just going to keep up this for depending on what he does. Exile that card. Yeah, I don't want this exiled, so I'm just going to cycle that. Oh, that's actually a pretty decent draw. I think I'll get rid of the run over. Or maybe the Fang Guardian. But this Mutant Surveyor was actually a pretty decent draw. Fang Guardian is gone, I guess. Not even. Mutant Surveyor. Okay. But this is interesting to see this Skyray in a blue-black deck. Oh, there's the engine. Yes, dude. Depending on what he plays, he shouldn't have done that right. Let's see if we can maybe sneak in one more damage. We can sneak in one more damage, and then we're just going to live the dream. Semi-board wipe, get a 5/5 for 4 mana. I like it. Now next turn we can use the sarcophagus to at least get our engine started, but I probably play the bike first. He's going to need a lot of more mana to actually kill this with the compactor. Well, that is good news for us. Well, it's all looking good. I'm just going to do this. Gain some life, play the sarcophagus. With which I think I will just block the Wretched Doll if he attacks with it. But this Archfiend is beating down nicely. Okay, seems like our sarcophagus has died. Oh, he's going to multi-spell, of course, killing the Archfiend. Okay, I'm still blocking, by the way, I think. Okay. Fang Guardian is not big enough. We could just attack with these two. So I think it's time to get a little bit aggressive. Run over. And this will halve his life total. And next turn we could play the Fang Guardian. Give this plus or that plus or that plus and then swing with everything. Okay, well that's not what you want to draw. Ooh, another Broodheart Engine. Yeah, I think I'll just try this. I mean, it must be lethal, right? It must not be. I don't know what he has, but he maybe has a bounce spell of sorts. But if he doesn't, well, why would you? He could have still gotten a decent. Okay, well, good game. Alright, well, actually another trophy. Not a clean trophy, it's got a bit of mud on it, but we went 7-2 with this deck. Now let's take another look at this deck. I'm very glad to pick up these gems. That means that we can actually play another game sometime. Now let's take a look at the deck. Can we still? No? No deck? Okay, well, we cannot look at the deck. I shouldn't have claimed them. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you like what I did, feel free to let me know. And I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Thank you for watching Dad's Drafts.